Welcome to the Tamer the Hammer Show. Today we're talking about the return from LCB, the release of the ultimate book, Blind War,
Yeah.
and celebrating the book release. I'm so stoked.
That's amazing, man. And congratulations. I want to shake your hand.
Yeah.
And here on camera, once again, say congratulations on your big project that's finally complete.
Thank you.
And I'm very excited to see your career and how it'll take off as an author and and how you're going to be visiting schools and conferences so that you can share the light to the people. Guys, make sure you check out that book. I'm so excited to get that book in my hand so I can, of course, check it out myself.
Sure.
But for now, to start things off, Tamer the Hammer, I'd like to ask you to describe the book. Why should the people get it, and what is it about?
The book is really about my life and where I faced many challenges. And those challenges did, put me down. But I always had the hope, the courage, and the support that always brought me back stronger than ever and made me, realize that I have a life ahead of me. I have a passion to make a difference, and I have a mind that I can think with, so that I can problem solve, I can multitask in order for me to accomplish what I dream of doing. My book would serve as a pillar of possibilities.
Oh, yeah.
And in the same time have hope, have determination, and realizing that everyone has a voice, everyone has a place on this earth, and we should not be silent. We, as in the disabled society.
People with disabilities, people with fears that might be overcoming them, people with limiting beliefs that maybe say, I can't do it because blank, right? But no, you should follow your dreams. And Tamer, now you are a testament to that, that no matter what, if you have a dream and you feel called to that good purpose, then go for it.
Exactly.
And no matter the obstacles that jump into your way, no matter the fears that are making you tremble at the idea, don't give up. And keep on searching for a way to do it. Keep on searching for help and answers. And I think that's really important. I mean, even now, you're on the next step of, all right, my book is done. Now, how do I get it to the people, right?
Exactly.
Do you give up? Of course not.
No.
But you keep on asking, how? Who do I need to talk to? How can I learn these methods to get an opportunity? These ways so that I can share the book and I can share the good message. And that's what this podcast is all about, right?
Yeah, it's communicating with the fans, with the people out there that would gain resources from my book, from my podcast, from my stories I tell.
Yes.
That's my focus.
I think that we have some good friends around us. Sailor Cooper. We're talking to him a little bit ago about his thing about hope without sight.
Correct.
I think his message is great. The Shine podcast, being a light in the world.
Right.
And no matter the enemies that come at you or the fears that try to scare you away from doing what you're put on this earth to do, but we don't give up, right? We have hope. Even with the disability we might have, whether it be anxiety or depression.
Right.
No matter what, we don't give up. Yeah, go ahead.
What I want to say is the biggest goal I accomplished at LCB is coming to my belief that I lacked so many skills.
Mm.
And I did not have the ability to think critically, the ability to feel for others, empathy, the ability to connect with people. But I can tell you, gaining all the skills that I've learned at LCB, whether it's reading or writing in Braille, whether it was using technology effectively, whether it was problem solving to cook a meal, whether it was knowing the proper way of using, using your cane, structured discovery. That's the methodology the NFB uses.
Yes.
It was just the right method for me to use my cane.
I have something I want to talk about that you're talking about, which is you developed an ability to have empathy. You developed your confidence again,
Correct,
right? And
correct.
I think that sometimes in life we get into a fight or flight zone, fight or flight kind of perspective, and we get stuck into that fear. We get stuck into the anxieties and depressions, and maybe the lack of self-confidence comes because we know we should be doing something. We know we should be training and preparing for what's coming ahead, right? Just like a soldier trains for battle, so do we need to train for our purposes in life, train our gifts, sharpen our tools, right? And if you're blind, like you, sir, then you sharpen your braille, you sharpen your ability to use the cane.
Yes.
Even your ability to ask for help. You have to sharpen those abilities. Learn how to get help.
Again, it's thinking for yourself. It's a thought process that you have to do yourself in order for the next goal you have in mind to be accomplished.
Yes.
It's using that neuroplasticity that I was talking about to you not too long ago. It's just that whole process of doing things on your own and developing those skills so that you do it yourself.
Yeah, and I think once you start getting into those things, then your brain can become more stretchy
Correct.
and moldable.
You become more confident. You become more self-reliant, and that's what I'm experiencing now.
And you can get out of that survival mode and get into that thriving mode.
Correct.
Where you can not only just serve yourself, but then you can also start to serve others.
Correct.
And develop yourself.
Exactly.
And help others to develop themselves, right? Which is what your book is all about.
And a big thing is while I was at the center, I noticed I have so many fears. And we spoke about fears at the center. And I learned to not compare myself. I learned to think for myself. I've learned that everything can be accomplished when you put the work and you put your mind into it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's how I did it. It's just having that purpose to, break barriers and say I can do it. Not my mom or my siblings or somebody at work would do it for me. I have to do it myself in order to be independent, in order to be a reliant person living in society.
Right.
And that was my biggest fear.
Yeah, and you told me something the other day about having grace with yourself.
Correct.
As you are facing your weaknesses and your fears.
Correct.
But to have grace with yourself. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So by having grace, especially with me, that means I need to take things slowly, which that entails that when I take things slowly, I think about the thought process, doing it systematically, step by step, so that in the process I would not make any mistakes. I would follow the steps, and at the end the work would be accomplished and it would be successful.
Yeah, and I think being aware of yourself and who you are
Yes.
and where your limitations might be can help you to get those kinds of solutions, and to give to once you realize that you might be, a little bit slower in one area, then you can then grant yourself some grace,
Right.
and say, you know what, this is who I am right now, and that is okay.
Correct.
I do want to grow, but right now I'm not there at the top of the mountain.
You know, I spoke to my counselor, my advisor at LCB office, and she told me the only way you can do that is, step by step.
Step by step. Very
It's,
good.
It would come, but you have to put the effort and the work into it, and it would come.
Yeah, that's right. It will come, just step by step.
Yes.
Trust the process and have grace with yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to get angry.
Correct. You would get angry, you would get frustrated, you would get off track, you would not think critically.
That's
You're
right.
not in your mind, you're always thinking ahead of you, or you're thinking very deeply into things, but you have to be in the present moment. You have to be mindful.
That's right.
And by doing that, you would succeed. That's when you would thrive and be the person you want to be.
Yeah. But you have to face your weaknesses,
Struggles.
your struggles. You have to face those things, because when in the times of my life where I've been depressed and anxious, it's because I wasn't focused on fighting against my own self,
Right.
fighting against my situation, but instead getting complacent, getting on my phone and scrolling a little too much, rather than facing what I'm called to face in the moment.
Yeah.
Face that dragon that is in your life that you might be a little intimidated by. There's a little story I'd like to share it really quick about the difference between the hero and the coward. Right? Both of them have to fight the dragon.
Right.
But the hero, even though he's scared, he gets up out of his bed and he goes out there and finds the dragon before it comes to his house.
Yes.
The coward stays in his room, scrolling on his cell phone, and then the dragon comes and attacks his home and burns it down, and his whole family is gone because he neglected his calling to go fight the dragon.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the hero and the coward. They both have fear, but the hero stands up anyways, goes out, gets out of his house, and puts on the armor and fights the dragon.
Correct.
Right? And we all have dragons in our life, big or small,
Right.
prospectively, right? Like some people's dragon might be just getting out of their house.
Right.
Step one, get out of your house, go on a walk.
Yes.
Whether someone else's dragon might be, man, I have to create a big presentation. I have to write a big book, so one day I can be a light in the world. Right? That's a bigger project.
It is.
But everybody has a dragon.
Right.
We just have to take one step at a time, put on one piece of armor at a time, so that one day we can slay that dragon and save a lot of people. And I'm speaking metaphorically, of course. But Tamara, you have slayed this dragon of writing your book, and I know there's been lots of ups and downs. I don't know if you want to talk about any of the hurdles and where you are now, and maybe what your goals are currently with your book.
Well, I started writing this book during the time I arrived at LCB. That was back in January, maybe sometime before that.
A little bit before, yeah, because we were doing the interviews on each
Correct.
chapter, right?
Yes.
But not very far after or
correct.
before.
And it took time, it took effort, it took some problem solving, because my writer was right on point, Heidi, and she knew the blindness perspective. She knew how to craft my story so that it would be advertised to blind readers. And that went very, very well. But the issue was with the publisher. They did not know the perspective of blind people.
Right, they couldn't relate.
They couldn't relate, and we had to do lots of advocacy, lots of explaining, and that's how I got my book corrected. And now it's shared with many readers, and I hope my book would be a light to many of those readers.
Absolutely, and it will be.
Whether it would light up with ideas about how they can improve their lives, whether it can help them with issues that I had issues with, whether it's an internal problem they have, which I faced, and I spoke on how to improve that. So there's many aspects of my book that would help those readers be themselves.
Yes, and from the war in Palestine to the war in the hospital bed of you getting leukemia from the Palestine war, to now the war of independence in your life.
Correct.
To get those skills that you need to become an independent man, so that one day you could be on your own,
Right.
marching on your own mission without any sort of help. What I mean by help, people always need community to help and to grow. But independence as a man, you know what I mean.
Right. But
Yeah.
I throughout that process, throughout that time, I felt I was alone. Because I was fighting that internal war within myself, not understanding that I had something wrong with me, and that's why I had problems with with working, with being accepted with society, whether it was not being as close to my family because of that. So there was many aspects of my life that was uncertain, and it was because of my fears and my the lack of skills I had.
Yeah, and now you are unlocking that, and you're continuing to unlock that.
Yes.
And guys, I want to encourage you guys to get Tamer's book and reach out to him, direct message him. And it is on Amazon, but you can also go directly to him and he can ship it out to you.
Yes.
And whether it be the paperback or the hardcover, do you want to talk about where they can get the book, maybe how they can reach out to you?
Yeah, so if you want to reach out to me, you can email me at tamerm.zaid@gmail.com, or you can call me at 832-421-1581.
Absolutely.
You can also, message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be reaching out back to you and providing you that information.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for you, Tamer. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we wrap this up?
I do want to say that on December 20th, I am planning to have a face-to-face / a virtual meeting that would encourage the fans to buy my book and support me throughout my journey. I don't have a place yet, but I would be in contact with y'all.
Stay tuned.
But this day would be where you would be able to sign your book by me and share your what you think about the book, your thought process, how I can improve as a writer, how I can flourish with my writing style, how I can expand my writing styles, etc. So December 20th would be the day, it would be a Friday, and I assume it would be in the evening time. But stay tuned on the location and the time.
All right.
I'll be providing that soon.
Where can they follow you? Facebook, Tamara the Hammer?
Tamara the Hammer on Facebook. Instagram, it's Tamar_the_hammer. I believe that's it.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Well, hey, we're looking forward to the beginning of your career as an author and somebody who's going to be presenting and sharing your story to a lot of people. I know the youth are going to get a lot from this.
Yes.
The blind community is going to get a lot from this. And really anybody who's dealing with fears or looking to get to the next level of overcoming the obstacles in their life. I know your book is going to be so great for that.
Right.
And thank you so much for being vulnerable in that book, sharing your life story, and so that other people can avoid those traps.
Yes.
So that other people can conquer their fears. We thank you so much, Tamara. I'm excited for your future, bro.
Of course. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, sir. Here's my hand.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Facebook and the Instagram.
All right. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.